Alright, we're changing lives. What's up, everybody? So we're just going to ignore all of the stuff I was saying before. The TLDR is basically, we're not going to pick the Peach Head because she killed my run the other day. We're just going to go straight into it. This is a long intro, so let's begin our run in 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so welcome to Mario Galaxy, DancePad any percent. This is the first time I've run this game in a marathon, and it's also one of the longest games I've ever run in any marathon. So we're going to be clocking in at somewhere between 4 to 4.5 hours, depending on how well I play or how well I don't play. So yeah, get comfy. We've got a very long intro ahead of us. There's about 10 minutes before we even collect the first star. So if you want to grab yourselves something to eat, something to drink, and you know, just kind of get yourself ready for what's to come, now's the perfect chance to do it. But anyway, I hope you're all having a great weekend. We're going to start by entering the Mushroom Kingdom, just doing a series of long jumps because, unlike Sunshine, this game reintroduced the long jump. And once we go into space, we're going to be leaving Flood behind. We're just going to kind of leave him buried in the sand, where he belongs. And it's going to be a great time. Now this is easily, like, this is probably easily my favorite opening out of any Mario game. Like, I don't know what it was about it, but it was probably the first and only time I felt that Bowser was, like, menacing and was an actual threat to Mario and the Mushroom Kingdom in general. It would be nice if we could go back to those days, but either way, I'll let it speak for itself. Actually, this would be a good opportunity to talk about what I'm actually doing. So, let's see, we've got these blue arrows here, right? I'm using 2 dance pads, and then, well, I should say I'm using the full DDR arcade setup. So we have the player 1 dance pads over here. This controls Mario. So we go up, down, left, right. That's how I move Mario around. Then on the player 2 dance pad over here, this is Mario's actions. So we've got the jump button, we've got the crouch button, we've got the, this is where it starts getting a little weird, the spin button, and then we have the, I don't use that button, I don't even know what it's mapped to. And all of that combined is going to let us do jumps, long jumps, spins, backflips, everything. And then up the front we have a couple of face buttons that are right near the mic, so I'll try not to press them too much. And those are mostly camera controls that we never need to touch because this game has an auto camera. So I'm pretty much just going to be moving at the whim of whatever the camera tells me. And it's going to be an exciting run. So let's just get into Peach's castle. Perfect Lakitu skip as always. And straight away, we've gone from wooden airships in the Mushroom Kingdom to UFOs shooting lasers, and there you go, that's the start of Mario Galaxy. So the final thing to mention that won't be immediately obvious until I start playing the game a little longer is that obviously when you play Mario Galaxy, you need to be able to collect star bits, right? And in order to collect star bits, you need to be pointing a Wii remote at the screen. But I don't have a Wii remote, and I don't really have a means of pointing anything at the screen. So, these arrows that control Mario also control the Wii remote pointer as well. So you're gonna see the little star dancing around the screen, going in the same direction that Mario is. For the most part, you probably won't even notice it because it'll be in the corners of the screen. But yeah, that's what we're going to be doing to collect star bits, and I do need to collect star bits because there are certain stages that don't unlock until you do. So it'll be exciting to see how that happens because the other day when I changed my route to improve my time, I happened to not collect enough, and then I didn't know what to do and the run died. So hopefully that won't happen. I'm going to be very safe with collecting star bits through this run, and hopefully we have a chance. So yeah, let's see what happens. Man, there you go. I've just explained literally every part of what I'm going to be doing in this game in the first 4 minutes. In the opening cutscene. And now I need to work out what to do for the next 3.5 hours. So, this is a Luma. He's, I don't know, Peach was holding it at some point. It can turn into a rabbit, which is exciting and interesting. I don't really like these things, but we'll chase it anyway. And so this is your opening tutorial. This is the first time that Mario is moving in a different sort of 3D space where you're moving around a spherical object. And so these rabbits help you get used to that movement by going in random directions. Well, not random, they're all fixed. So you first go in the crater. It teaches you pretty much how the camera behaves and how Mario behaves in this planet-like object, and honestly, I wish there was a faster way to do this, but they just like to run at a certain speed until they get tired, and then you catch up to them. There's probably a faster way to do it, but I don't know, DancePads are hard. Effectively, all I'm trying to do is whenever they change direction, just try to cut them off so I can catch right up to them. Okay. And then the last one is just in this pipe. Okay. Now, if you've ever played a Sonic game where you go up like a circular ramp, and then all of a sudden you're running in the opposite direction on the ceiling, and even though you're moving left, you're still holding right from before, right? And Sonic's not losing speed. It's the same sort of thing in this game. So when the camera whips around, and I'm holding down but Mario's moving up, that same sort of thing, that same sort of thing happens, and it's a really, really jarring experience. So you're gonna see me kind of tripping over myself a little bit sometimes, but that's just the nature of the game. Okay, so we're just gonna backflip up here, start our cutscene, and this is where we get the main power of this whole game, which is to shake or spin. And so, like I said, this button here is my shake button. And so pretty much every Wiimote action is going to be on that. Okay. Now, I think one of the most frustrating parts of this game, aside from the really, really long intro, is that in order to advance text faster, you have to hold the A button. Oops, let's just backflip over you. No! I was supposed to break this so that it skipped the text box. Anyway, you have to hold A to advance the text. And honestly, it doesn't feel that good. Because in most other text boxes, you would just mash A, right? And the text would start scrolling faster. But that doesn't happen. You have to hold it. And then when you play a different Mario game, or any other game where you mash A to advance the text, it feels really strange. Oh, okay. But here you have it. This is Mario Galaxy in its entirety. We're going to be running around, jumping from planet to planet. Gravity is going to be flipping all over the place. When you do a shake and a ground pound, it does a homing ground pound, which seriously helps with my jumping in these 3D environments. So it's honestly a blessing, even though it takes a bit longer than just jumping on its own. At least it's accurate, so I don't have to jump multiple times. So long jump here. Another thing as well is that if you keep shaking once See, there I was holding left, but Mario kept moving up. That's what I was talking about before. We're gonna see a lot more of that later. But yeah, if you've done a spin and you keep shaking, Mario will do like this second wind down spin, and with that you can still attack enemies. It's really handy. Also, a special shout out to everybody in the chat right now. It's good to have you all here. Let's get this underway. Oh. Now, most of the games that I'm was used to playing. Oh my goodness! Don't do this to me. Most of the games I was used to playing. The 3D sections are usually on like this 2D kind of grid. Think like Mario 64. Oh, dude, you can't hit that without talking to him. So with Mario 64, for example, if I hold up or left or right or something like that. Oh, camera, don't. Okay, camera, thank you. Mario will keep moving along those planes, like it's set out like a grid to make it easier for players. This game, not so much. With this game, because the camera's swinging all over the place and changing my directions and doing all sorts of stuff, yeah, it's really hard to adapt to the movement on the fly. So expect to see a lot of random mistakes, a lot of weird bonking. It's kind of just the nature of things. Now, a lot of the major time save in this run comes from actually not saving the game. I'm going to be saving after every stage in this run, just for marathon safety. But we have to get about 60 stars or so, and this should give you an idea of how long or how much time it saves. So in just a moment when I save the game, I think it takes about 3 or 4 seconds. So when you do that, you know, over 60 stars or so, it ends up costing you about 4 or 5 minutes. Oh, hold on, we're doing more cutscene stuff. So basically, Rosalina lives aboard the Beyblade in space, and with that, we're going to go to the center of the universe to let it rip against Bowser, I guess. I don't know. I think that's how it goes. Now, the second major time save in this run for me is actually the menuing. So during these scenes, you never actually see the pointer on screen. And so what I need to do is I need to position it blindly. And I'll try and do an example now, where like I should appear almost above the note. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so there you go. About 3 seconds or so. So that'll cost us 3 minutes over the course of the run. It's not a big deal for a marathon, but obviously, if I'm trying to go for PB, it eats up time where we shouldn't do. Right, so now we're being taught about pull stars. Basically, we have to point the Wii pointer at the star, and that will give us the ability to grab on and sling ourselves through the universe. So here we go with the pointer action. Like I said, between little scenes like this, the pointer disappears, so I need to try and position it ahead of time, so hopefully it's right in the middle to select the first star, and every time I get this right, we save ourselves like half a second. So, there you go, there's the optimization right there. Rinse and repeat. Now, pretty much at the start of every stage during these flying scenes, I'm going to try and get as many star bits just around the place as possible. Up we go. Let's try and... oh boy! Mario, stop. Let's try and get a triple jump up here so we can skip a text box. Perfect. Of course, falling off the side there kind of completely negated the point of that, but it is what it is. Oh boy, careful, careful. Just wait for this and grab it. Follow this guy around so we can get this one. Oh, there it is. Okay. Just be safe again, and there we go. Oh, okay, I held up, but Mario ran left. The classic. Now, in a number of places, you're gonna see me, stop and collect star bits, even though it doesn't seem like I need them. But like I said, I do need them for the end of the game to unlock certain stages. And one of the stages is actually, like, I think about 15 to 20, I was about to say shines. About 20 stars in or so. Let's just get in the middle here so we can collect these. Oh boy, the camera keeps swinging. It's so hard to aim, dude. Okay. 1. 2. So if I can get that second spin just before I land, it breaks things immediately without any sort of hit stun, I guess. Now this should be a good opportunity to get some star bits as well, since there's so many of them. Actually, I probably should have done it before he started attacking me. It's fine. Grab those. The plant knows what it did. Yeah, man. Ow. Alright, the one thing we don't want to do, of course, is die. So, let's try not to do that. There you go, that's the plan. The main thing I have to be mindful of through this whole thing, after my run died on Friday, is that I need to get at least 60 more star bits than what I did. And that's just that's the reality of it. So I'm kind of counting in my head. I think once I've got the extra bits, I'll go back to playing like normal. But I think what we'll do, I'll save every like second or third star or so. Okay, so now I have to try and make sure that I'm already aiming at these by the time it moves. So close, dude. There you go. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Making sure not to waste any star bits there. Yeah, that's the thing about the DancePad runs, right? Is that every PB is a world record, because no one else is doing this. It's kind of bittersweet. Okay. There's like this tiny grace period. Where I can adjust my movement just to quickly select the star. Alright, here we go. So I need to get 100 star bits so that I can feed the hungry Luma. So we may as well get a head start there. Yes. And we'll get these ones here. Now just a reminder, Mario moves at the same time that I move the star, you know, the pointer on screen. So when I'm trying to collect star bits, you're going to see Mario just running around in circles looking stupid. Okay. Honestly, I wish there was an easier way, but it's just how it is. Alright, you know what? I'll get this. Let's get this. Thank you. Already at 50. Amazing. Alright. Now, ordinarily, I would long jump across there, but it has a tendency of just launching you off the edge. pull star, bring me to the sling star. Get that Goomba out of the way. Okay, well he's out. And yes, this pointer is as awkward as it looks, by the way. It's incredibly awkward to control. Okay, up to 75. Oh, hold on. Let's grab these two. Sometimes it's just easier if I run into it with Mario than trying to aim at it. Oh, we'll try and get these three right here. Got them. Trying to snipe those three is it's always satisfying when I get it. Okay, Mario, you can grab those. Good lad. Camera swings around again. Okay. Alright, there we go. We have enough star bits, so let's get out of here. Okay, for safety's sake, marathon safety that is, I'm just going to grab these. It's quite a lot. Honestly, that should be enough. I think I've already collected more than enough that I need for the run now, but I'll still get a few more just in case. Okay, so most awkward part there is just trying to aim at the Luma while keeping Mario in front of the Luma. Because as you can imagine, if I'm trying to aim and Mario moves away, then suddenly the Luma's no longer on screen. Let's go, let's do this. Oh, hold on. Stand on the box. Now, one of the biggest movement techniques in this game is the backflip spin, wall kick spin, which is what you just saw me do then a number of times. You get a huge amount of height that you otherwise wouldn't. You know what? This is in the way. Let's grab this too. There we go. And so it lets you get to places you ordinarily wouldn't be able to. And it's a really satisfying thing to do. Like, there you go. Because of that, we just skipped, I don't know, a big chunk of this area, I guess. Whoopsie. Did not mean to spin there, that was a bit of a slip on my part. Alright, and then the final part of this is we need to use these pull stars to get us to the middle, or at least that's what they intend you to do. But you can just long jump and spin, and it does the exact same thing. After playing Galaxy as much as I have been recently, Galaxy is leaning toward being my favorite again. It's just really satisfying to play. Okay, we get a brief glimpse of the pointer. So now I can hit no on the menu. Good. And now we get to go to the next area, which is Honey Hive Galaxy. Try and get in the middle of the screen again. Ah. Mario Galaxy 2 actually solves that pointing issue by making it so that if you just press A, you just select the first star. Or at least the first incomplete star.
Yes!
So in that sense, it's a lot more enjoyable to play from a menuing standpoint. And honestly, I think the whole game is actually pretty good. Part of the reason I've started playing the Galaxy games in the first place is because of the Mario 602 challenge, which I'm going to be trying at some point, which is basically playing Mario 64, Sunshine, Galaxy 1 and 2, all back-to-back 100%. And I've learned 3 of the 4 games. And Galaxy 2 100% will probably take about 24 hours or so. Also, there was a skip here I completely forgot to do, so whoops. Here I am talking about myself, when instead I should be talking about what I'm about to do and then actually do it. You know, so then we actually have a speed run instead of a let's play. But oh well, here we are anyway. Oh. So we'll get all these star bits. Pretty please. Thank you. Okay. Go up here. No, that's definitely a Galaxy 2 thing. Maybe it is also Galaxy 1, but I'm pretty sure it's not. A little gravity change there, making that part a tiny bit awkward. Alright, now we have Queen Bee making their debut in Mario Galaxy, and then going on to be popular enough to become a racer in Mario Kart 7. I'm sure we all remember that. So what we have to do there is crawl around our body, collecting some star chips to make this sling star. Just get these star bits real quick. And there's actually a huge skip you can do where you can get on top of this tree by doing a bunch of wacky jumps and slides and stuff like that. But as much as I attempted it, I could never do it. So we're stuck doing the vanilla route. It's both? Is that if you're not pointing at the screen though? Because that's kind of my problem, is that I'm always pointing at the screen. So I think part of the reason why I can't do that is because I'm always pointing at the screen.
Look.
Okay, so like I said, we're going to save after every few stars, just so that if something bad happens, you know, we can restore the game. Okay, in we go. Back to Honey Hive 2. Either way, it's not a big deal. I more or less have the muscle memory down for where the stars are anyway, so... Now I mentioned earlier that I have a shake button instead of an actual, shake, which is this button here. Now if I hold the button, that's the equivalent of just constantly shaking. And if you constantly shake the remote when you run up slopes, you can just keep running up the slope like that. Oops. Had a bad angle there, so I have to do the backup, which is go over to this star. And then, even though I've been told I can long jump across this gap, I refuse. I'm just going to run along this gap instead. Yep. Okay, Mario, don't slip, please. Grab those star bits. I'm pretty much going to grab any convenient star bit that I can until I know for sure that I'm safe. Okay, so Landry, that's actually a good question, which is something that I haven't really touched upon through the course of this run. Is that what I'm doing right now is actually playing the game on an emulator, because it's the easiest way to actually control a Wii remote with a DancePad. Otherwise, I'd have to have some custom like rig system set up where the remote is pointing at the screen and rotating and doing all sorts of stuff. And as you can imagine, it would make a lot of noise and probably not work anywhere near as well. But because it's emulated, they don't allow emulated runs on the leaderboard, and so I can't actually submit it. I'm just doing it for fun. Okay. Okay, he's up. He's done it. The number of times I mess up trying to get onto that platform. Dang. Tried to go for the homing ground pound there. Didn't quite work out. Okay, can I get those star bits before they disappear? I sure can. Alrighty.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Now the main reason why this game takes so long to run is because there's so many scenes that happen between each stage. Like, just think about it, we've collected 1 star, and in that time we've returned to the observatory. Mario's done his little jig, and then it's pointed out that there's another galaxy that we can look at, and then we've entered the pool star, and then we've selected the stage we want, and then we've blasted off into space again, and then we've selected that star. And so you have to do that 60 times. I don't actually know how long it takes between each star, but obviously it adds up. There we go. Go around here and here. Beautiful. Done. Super Mario Sunshine is very similar in that regard, but a lot of the time loss comes from dying, more so than completing the stage. Now, B Mario in the air is actually very slow, so ideally what I want to do is land as close to the edge as possible. But obviously without falling down, otherwise it takes me too long to get up. So, Big Bad Bugaboo is a pretty easy boss. He just flies around, all you have to do is ground pound on him. Of course, depth perception helps immensely. So let's try that again. This is this big target that I can't hit. Alright, let's get some more star bits. Okay, that didn't count as hitting him. We take those, I guess. Done. Okay. Oh boy, there it is. Nice little camera swing.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so it was kind of a good thing that I mentioned that this this run is running on an emulator, because there are parts of this game where you don't actually point the Wii remote at the screen, and so I needed to come up with a way of not pointing the Wii remote at the screen. Because, for example, when I'm moving Mario left and right, and the Wii remote's moving left and right, it's not rotating left and right. But, thanks to a button I just pressed right now, it's going to behave a little differently. So it's going to do all of the same things as before, but if you look at the star now, it's rolling left and right. And part of the reason I don't use that all the time is because when Mario changes direction, it actually makes him spin because the movement is too strong. So, for the sake of convenience, I keep it off for pretty much the whole run except for when it's needed, which is right here. So we need to point forward, and then we need to hold left to twist our wrist to the left. And we need to hold right to twist to the right. And so with that, we can now control the manta ray. So let's go. Does anyone in chat know which game was the first one to say hip drop? Was it the Mario Party games, or was it Yoshi's Island? Alright, here we go. People in chat, feel free to guess what time you think I'll get on the water slide. Honestly, I never look, so I can't even make an assumption. But knowing me, it's probably over a minute. And so this is one of the few things that are probably faster, well not faster, sorry, easier with DancePads than it would be with a Wii Remote. Because I have so much more control over how I turn compared to someone rotating their wrist and relying on motion controls. Okay. But the one thing I don't have on my side is skill. So, there we go, 102. So I've just deactivated that way of pointing the remote. So now we're back to just usual, you know, moving the thing around and pointing at stuff. And up we go! Easy peasy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. Okay, a Hungry Luma has appeared. Now that's the Hungry Luma that we need to feed 400 star bits to in order to advance the game. So, well, not in order to advance the game, sorry. In order to advance the run, to follow the route that I follow. You thought I said a Hungry Luigi has arrived? Well, I mean, after all that dancing, who wouldn't be, right? If you guys didn't check out the DDR Mario Mix run before this one, you should definitely go back on that. The final fight against Bowser is probably the stupidest thing I've seen in a Mario game. Okay. So shoutouts to Gravity. If I was a bit faster, I could have got this cycle, but oh well. Oh, get off it. Nearly died. That sucks. Alright, and we're done. One, two. Done.
Oh, yeah.
Now we're coming up to our first boss of the game. And the cool thing about quite a few of the bosses in this game is that they have some really easy skips that you can do. So I'm gonna try and do it now. Because like, I say it's really easy because it is, but also, if I mess it up, it's a good chance to laugh at me. So feel free. Or don't. Alright, here we go. some big bipedal thing that you can see in the background there, but you don't really notice when you go there. I don't know, it's weird. Also, I didn't notice all of those things on the floor behind it. That's a good place to get star bits.
Yes.
I actually decided to look at it this time. So the whole gimmick of this boss is to get bullet bills to follow you all the way over to these cages. That way we can do stuff like transport ourselves. Also, check out how I just missed pretty much all of those star bits. Takes a special kind of skill to do that. Alright, so it's everybody's favorite Super Mario Sunshine villain, Bowser Jr. Who we don't even fight. Just like in Super Mario Sunshine. Instead, we get to fight this dude. That was supposed to be a long jump. It's okay. As long as I get on this. There we go. So I'm going to try and long jump the whole way up here. But it gets a bit tricky because the camera angles and these moving platforms make it a little difficult. And the gravity is also weird. Please don't crash. Thank you. There you go. There's your gimmick. So now we just do it again, except now we have to shoot two. Okay, there we go. Go up and over. There you go. Let's apply 3D principles to a 2D section. Also, look at all those star bits falling. I would love those. Can I get them? Look at them, they're all right there. Okay, I got most of them. That wasn't bad. And with that, we've just done our first weld. I don't know what you call that. We've done the first room. So the terrace is done, and we're going to be moving on to the fountain now. But we have another cool skip coming up, so hopefully I get it first try. I think if I do, it saves about 20 seconds. Okay, once again I'll opt to save for safety.
Look.
Alright, so Rosalina's just telling us that what we're doing actually matters. So keep on doing that while I just stand here and wait for you to do that. So thank you, Rosalina, for your input. I appreciate it. Alright, nice quick save there. Let's go. So we're going to ignore that hungry Luna. He really wants our star bits, but we don't have enough for him right now. And he kind of just gets in the way. There we go. So because we have 9 stars, we can enter Space Junk Galaxy. And I think this is actually one of those stages where beforehand I was collecting a bunch of star bits, but now because I skip a big part of the stage, I don't. So that's why I've been collecting star bits earlier, to try and make up for that. I could be completely wrong though.
Yes.
Okay, so move forward just a bit, just so I can get in the range of this pool star. I'm actually going to get these star bits here, because I do not trust myself. Okay. Oh, hold on. Camera is tricky. There we go. Alright. Camera likes to swing around like that. Let's just get those bits here, and let's do this. So if you release halfway between the pull stars and then hold down, you actually skip a massive part of the stage. I only learned that a couple of days ago, and it's super handy. And there's another like little skip that I could have done here, but kind of chose not to out of convenience. So I'm gonna break open all the toads and the Goomba as well, because you know, all lives matter. And we're good. Okay, cool. Alright, these toads are super helpful, letting me bounce on all their heads. So Captain Toad's come to their rescue after we've saved them. Super nice of him to do. Now we need to run around this invisible maze trying to find all of these crystal star pieces. Okay. Back. Nearly fell into the pit and died. Wouldn't be a DancePad run without that. There we go. There's all 5. Now after we're done there, it's just a single long jump back to the start. Done. Now coming up, we've got a mini boss fight, which is against, I think their name's Camilla Cooper. You know, I'm not actually sure. You see it so many times and you never actually read it. So let's see what it says. Yeah, Camilla. Okay. Thought I was going mad. So I personally like this stage because it's really short. So all we're going to be doing is just jumping from Captain Toad's ship, collecting a couple of star bits as we go. Star bits around there. There's a Goomba behind those boxes. Oh wow. Can I get the smash? No smash. Ideally what I try to do there is backflip and spin, and then hit the star on the way up. Okay, now this dude likes to appear right in front of me, so we're just going to jump on him and then throw the shell. Because the shell has a nasty habit of homing right in on him, just as I'm trying to, like, throw it. Okay, so take these star bits, please, thank you. Come here, Koopa. So grab one shell, throw it at that guy. Grab the second shell, throw it at that guy. Now if you spin close enough to a shell that's been stomped on, it actually homes towards you. I threw that too soon. What I was hoping to do there was throw it just as I landed so that I could hit the boss immediately. But you know what, that's fine. Oh wow, I missed. Okay, I wasn't close enough to that. There we go. Let's grab those star bits, please, and thank you. So this boss is pretty easy. Every second attack throws a projectile at you. All you gotta do is just wait for the green shell and then throw it back. Obviously we would have won right now if I had have just, you know, not messed up the first shell throw. Now, I personally just ignore the Magi Koopas, because even though they're throwing stuff at you, for the most part, they don't really touch you. So it's just easier, you know? Oh boy! Here comes our next stage, where we get to do some weird pointy stuff with the Wii Remote again. So we're doing the Rolling Green Galaxy now. And for those of you that may have kind of put this stage out of your mind, this is the one where you stand on the ball, you hold the Wii Remote straight up, and then you tilt it forward to make Mario move forward. Now obviously, because I'm pointing at the screen, it means that it's tilted forward all the time. And being tilted forward all the time basically means that Mario will constantly move forward. But the one thing that sucks about this stage is that it has a tutorial before the stage even begins. And that tutorial requires you to hold the Wii Remote up first, otherwise you can't progress. So, with the pointer on the screen at the moment, as soon as we enter this text box here, I'm gonna make the remote point straight up. There you go, it's just disappeared off screen. Alright, there we go, we passed the tutorial. Amazing. And so now, because we've got those tilt sensors on as well, when I hold up, it points the Wii Remote forward. So sometimes you'll see the pointer right at the top of the screen. And that's how we're doing this stage. So jump over this, jump over the Goombas, jump the gap. Be careful. Alright, there you go. Alright, so we have the Wii Remote pointing at the screen again, so once again we're back to normal. Oh, okay, won't let me crouch jump there. There you go. Okay, so we're pretty much past all the hard stuff that might make the game crash due to my own meddling. So that's great! Now the only thing I need to worry about is getting 400 star bits. But I think I can do it. So from here we get to enter the Battle Rock Galaxy. And I'm going to try and go for the cool triple jump tech, so that I don't have to collect all of these blue star chips. Oops.
Yes.
Okay, got a couple. So instead of jumping around to all of these little discs trying to get them, what we can try and do instead is 1, 2, 3. Dang. And just try and get up there like that. 1, 2, 3. One more try. As long as I do it within like 4 or 5 tries, it's usually faster. Come on, Mario. 1, 2, 3. There you go. So that's probably on par with just doing it normally. You know, for me with weird gravity and dance pads. The more consistent I get at the setups, the more time eventually comes off. So this part's a massive auto-scroller that I can't really do much about, except try to point at all the star bits that are in weird places, while also trying to dodge these bullets. Thankfully the bullets are real slow, so it doesn't matter. But I mean, I say that, but every time I play this stage, I'm always close to dying, because apparently I forget to crouch. Some more star bits here. I don't want to speak too soon, but this might be damageless, and if it is, that's pretty high. Now. Well, let's keep the good times rolling. No, I was hoping that wouldn't happen. It was so close. Alright, you know what? I'll take these. Let's try again. Sometimes waiting for these bullet cycles is just pain because you have to wait for the far bullet to eventually disappear. There we go. What I was trying to do is actually jump on the Goomba on the way, but completely missed it. No big deal. Now, if I don't have enough star bits now, I don't know when I will. Because I've been collecting them like mad. Just want to make sure this row lives, damn it. Okay, 346. That's looking pretty good. And the reason why I need these star bits at the right time is because of this. There's a Luma right here that handles all of the prankster comments. Ideally, we don't want to talk to the dude at all. And even if we do, I don't even know when the right time to talk to the dude is because, I don't know. The only time I've run into this situation was literally Friday. So I'm just gonna, I'm just gonna say better safe than sorry. Just gonna hold on to the hope that this run will live. Okay. So now we're entering the Battle Rock. I don't know what that means exactly. I guess that thing's the Battle Rock. It's one of those stages where, like, you don't really get an idea of, like, what the stage is while you're playing it. Once again, just getting some safety bits. One of the slower ones, but no biggie. I won't get the ones underneath, though. I don't think I need them. Goodness. I think those sling stars take a while to activate, simply so that you can't activate them. You can't activate them before they've appeared. So we need to go down to the green, and then back up to the red. We just talk to this dude, and he lets us go up to the top. Okay, we get some coins to heal ourselves because we definitely needed it. Oh, there we go. Oh no, 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 no. Okay, let's try again. Wow, that's the second time I've missed the grab on that one. No big deal. Okay, let's try and get as many of these as possible. Okay. And the final thing I'm going to do is just collect these star bits as well. Not all of them though, just kind of the nearest ones. There we go. This this part's kind of awkward because ideally what I want is a one cycle, which basically means I want to be able to release the Luma after the first shot. But because aiming is with the Wii remote, I need to quickly get back to the middle before, you know... What? Go. I need to get back to the middle before we get to the launch screen. Because otherwise the screen starts panning around. It looks really strange. You're going to see it at the end here too. I'm just going to take a bit of extra time just to make sure I don't accidentally die here. Oh, don't. I'm disappointed. My disappointment is immeasurable. Alright, let's do that again. Ooh, a coin! Okay, back to the middle. Okay, so I missed it. So you see now that I'm trying to aim, the screen starts moving around in a strange way. It kind of has a lag to it. And so when I'm trying to aim at the star, it gets a little tricky. There we go. Alright, so I'm in the right spot. All I have to do now is just wait for this red one to go, and go. So cannons aren't really my friend, but not much I can do about it. That's actually the same for Mario 64 as well. Just anything that requires precise aiming with a cannon, it's just impossible for me. I say no to that, and let's go to Battle Rock 3. So further proof that Mario Galaxy is just a giant Beyblade game, we have Top Maniac and the Top Man Tribe. Basically a series of aliens that just spin around and push you around all over the place.
Yes.
Oh boy. Alright, let's try that again, shall we? Go. And you as well. Alright, I'll just assume that hits. Good stuff. Alright, so what I'm going to do is stand on this crease here, and then backflip. We'll just skip a tiny part, just to get across a bit easier. Bang! Alright, we win. Let's a rip. 1, 2. Okay, it ate my jump. No big deal. Okay, so we have a couple of cool things coming up here. We're in this area where we're going to be flipping gravity now. And with that, we can do a little skip there. Just save us having to go around the entire, the entire area, changing the gravity. You just get straight to the end. There you go. Right, now I always get hit by this because I'm a goof. Oh, I didn't that time. We learned. Let's get out of here. Okay. So we fought one blade, now we have to fight two of them. And I want to jump there so that when gravity changes, I can just ground pound and fall straight into that swing star. Alright, and here we are. This is the final Beyblade tournament. Triple jumping there is not a smart idea. Here we go. So, all we gotta do is just jump over his blades. Hit him on top. Back down. Oh, the little yellow one that looks like a star bit got me. He got me again. Oops. So for whatever reason, when that dude spins into the electric fence, it doesn't matter. But if I spin him into the electric fence, it does matter. Just have to assume that while it's spinning, it has some sort of force field up. And then when I stop it from spinning, it doesn't know what to do. Alright, chat, now I'm happy to inform everybody that we've done it. I have got 400 bits. So we can finally go to Sweet Sweet Galaxy. But first, we have to fight Bowser. Go. Wow, it's already been an hour. And I think we're just over a quarter into the run.
Yes.
So jump over these. Now this part gets a little weird, so I don't long jump there because it's a very easy way to just shoot yourself off the stage. Okay, well, we can always try to go over, but sometimes they just don't let us. Thank you, Mario, for surviving that. I'm only here to pretend I know what's going on. Okay, yeah, let's get those coins. Oh. Okay, let's not get those coins. That was a bad idea. Okay, was that first death of the run? I think it was. At least we can damage boost through there now, instead of, you know, trying to work it out. Okay, now there is a cutscene skip that you can do here. Well, not a cutscene skip, sorry, just a little trouble skip. Where you can jump over to Bowser from here and it will trigger the cutscene. But I've had mixed results with it, so I don't want to die again. We're just gonna go around and play it safe. So Bowser's all happy because, I don't know, for once he's got the upper hand. He's just started like some universal colony. And he controls gravity and he's just a powerhouse right now. So he's gonna run around. Oh, he ran that way. Okay, thanks, Bowser. Bowser likes to debate you by just, as soon as he disappears behind the planet, he just changes direction. He knows exactly what he's doing. So let's get this coin here. No, I want that coin. Stand here. Bowser's going to run towards us. And then when he ground pounds on this lava again, he takes damage, runs around the planet. have to hit him not once, not twice, but 3 times. And now he's done. In typical Nintendo fashion. Alright. And then Bowser also has Chaos Control, so see ya. Cool. We still have a couple of extra stages before even getting to Sweet Sweet Galaxy, so nice. I've definitely gone above and beyond the star bit count that I need. So from here on out, I can actually chill. Because the only other thing I need is right at the end of the run. But by that point, I usually have enough anyway, so... So the kitchen is now open for business. And that concludes our 16-star run of Super Mario Galaxy with 420 star bits. Well, okay. Let's not save that. Let's just keep going. So I always mess this up at least once, so let's do it early so I don't have to keep doing it later. Alright, never mind. Go. Now we can unlock the beach ball. And then we have to get the pointer right back to the middle of the screen. So one thing I haven't mentioned through all of this is that when the screen pops up and there's multiple stars, their positions change depending on how many stars there are. So if there's 1, 2, or 3 stars, I have to move the remote blindly to different parts of the screen. So let's get all those star bits. So this stage requires us to basically go into the water, collect a bunch of star chips to get a slim star to then take us to the top here. But with a well-placed... That wasn't well-placed, that was actually terrible. With a well-placed triple jump, you can actually just get up to the top. So let's try that again. Okay, Mario, be safe. Okay, nearly blew it, but we're fine now. Oh, I thought for sure I was going to land on that guy. Alright, 1, 2, 3. Okay. There we go. And then let's get this triple jump here. Done. Okay, piece of cake. So the way you're supposed to do that star is you go into the water and then there's like a star chip in a box and another one near the eel and another one in a clam, and there's just a whole bunch of stuff you have to do to effectively achieve the same thing. And I didn't learn about it until 3 days ago, so that just saved about 30 seconds on my run. Actually, I think that was closer to a minute because, you know, DancePad. There's one thing that I haven't really touched upon through this whole thing at all, and that's swimming in this game is absolutely awful. I don't know if it's awful or if it's just I'm awful, but this is like the only game that I struggle with swimming. So I'm going to put it down to the game for this one. But basically, when I'm in the water, Mario just moves to all extremes of whatever directions I press. And so, oh, we have to say yes. Thank you. So you're gonna see me like doing a lot of up and down. Just a lot of up and down motions. And effectively what I'm trying to do is just get that gold shell off the penguin. By shaking near him and it turns towards me, we jump out of the water and then just give it to the big penguin that's right here. There you go, that's the stage. A lot of the water stages end up being very similar to one another, but thankfully there's not many of them. They're all just kind of bunched together.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. 444 star bits now. Good stuff. Okay, so I just decided to count in my head a little bit there. So it takes about 25 to 30 seconds from when you leave a stage to when you get back into a stage. So that basically means 30 minutes of this run is just watching this scene over and over and over. That's part of what makes it so long. And like, there's nothing you can do to save time on it. The only thing you can do is select certain stars before other ones, because there are secret stars in this game. And if you select the same star twice, you can skip the intro cutscene. So for example, I've just selected Beach Bowl 3, but we're going to be doing the secret, which is up here. So then I'm pretty sure when I re-enter Beach Bowl 3, it'll just let me skip the scene and then we won't have to worry about it again. So if I miss the first jump up, I've got the backup loop around. The camera doesn't do me any favors with the way it likes to swing around for me, but it is what it is. Let's try to get some more star bits here real quick. And then these ones here. Actually, I don't need them anymore. Alright. 1, 2, 3. Once again, misaligned. I never get this the first try, it's always the second. There you go. So if you hold A on your triple jump, you actually go a little bit higher. And then that's amplified further by shaking. Oops. And so ordinarily you shouldn't be able to collect that. You're supposed to lure the catacrack around. So then you can use that dude to launch you up to it. But we just take advantage of the that little triple jump kick. So don't fall in, don't fall in, don't fall in. Okay, rude. Come on, bud. I have no idea how he got me, but whatever. Okay. Wow, I'm really ahead of Starbits. I got way too many. Okay, that didn't count as no. Oh well. Beach Bowl 3. My Beach Bowl 3 is over here. Got it. Okay, so we can skip that cutscene and now we're immediately down here. So small things like that just save a tiny bit of time, but over the course of the run where like it's super cutscene heavy, you really want to. Also, shaking in the water is just faster than swimming in general, but this camera is not agreeing with me, so if you could be so kind, camera, please just let me go through. There you go. Okay, we're up. that way. That was so uncalled for. Alright, so we're gonna long jump down here. And the camera's gonna swing around, and before we die, we'll collect that one up. Even though I forgot that I wasn't supposed to, because it makes no scene happen. Whoop. Okay. That dude's gone, so now I can spin over to here. I guess I have to collect that one up anyway, so either way that cutscene would happen. Oh no, 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 no. No, 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 no. Wow. So what happened there? You probably might be wondering. What happened there is the game decided, you know what, you don't want a long jump, you actually want to backflip. And so it backflipped me back onto the platform that was disappearing. And I had no room to move because the dude that was in front of me was coming back. So yeah, here we are. So let's just do this again. Unfortunately, because of that death, all of these cycles are off now. So it should mean better things when I get here at least, but it's an unfortunate time loss that I would have been happier not to have. Okay, I'm gonna wait here because even though I could long jump across, I just don't want to risk dying again. Unfortunate.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, 480. So we've got a trip coming up now, and I really hope I get it within, say, the first 2 tries, because if I do, it saves time. But basically what we're going to be doing is clipping into the mansion to save us having to go into the mansion normally, turn into Boo Mario, and then float around a bunch before seeing Luigi. So it's not a major time save, but it still saves enough time for it to be worth it.
Yes.
But it's kind of precise, and I can't do it the same way normal runners do it because of the fact that I control Mario and the pointer at the same time. So I have an alternative setup. Okay, we're invincible now. Let's go. Just gonna run through this chain chomp. Get on up in here. Get over that guy. Oh man. Thank you for that. Oh my goodness. Alright, that was kind of a blessing in disguise, honestly. I didn't even need to go up into that left quadrant because of there being nothing there. Okay. Okay. Thank you for the bait. Let's just get this Goomba, just so I can get a coin. All right. These parts feel really janky. Please, 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 please. Thank you. Because every time you go on those ramps, the gravity changes, and if you get hit like halfway on the ramp, you don't know which way you're gonna fall. Oh, alright, I missed those. Alright, here we go. So this is the skip. Instead of getting the key, I'm gonna try and clip under. 1, 2. Ah, we clipped out. Alright, and we're dead. Thankfully this one's It's not very punishing to attempt, so I'm going to try it one more time. But if I fail it again, I'll just keep going as normal. 1, 2. There we go. It's always... Oh, okay, apparently I didn't get it again. Cool. I was going to say it's always second try. I'm doing it again. You can't change my mind. 1, 2. Alright, the game doesn't want me to do it. I'll just do it normally now. But what's supposed to happen is you're supposed to clip up under the floor and then just appear at the end of the whole mansion section. So instead of doing that, now, unfortunately, I have to drop, get the key, and then go in here. And so, like, it's not a big deal. Like, all I have to do now instead is just get this guy, go around that light there. Oops. Get in here. There we go. And then just get in like that. That's all I have to do. But obviously it saves a tiny bit of time and it just looks cool too. But, alas. Shoutouts to Luigi, by the way. He's going to be appearing in a few more stars later in the run.
Thanks.
Thanks. Every time Mario comes back to the middle here, it's pretty much because something has happened in the observatory. And Rosalina needs to tell you about it.
Look.
She once again needs to tell you that what you're doing matters, so keep on doing it. Luigi's over here near the garbage. Okay, so we need to go talk to Luigi now.
Hey.
Okay, so now he's gonna go looking for stars. That's real swell of him. Oh, come on. There you go. Alright, so now we talk to this hungry Luma, who's really interested in our 400 star bits. Yep, hold on. Thankfully at this point I've got 500 almost. So even if we shot a bunch into space, it wouldn't matter. So this is the first of a few challenge stages. You know, it's got the old Mario 3 throwback music. And it looks cool too. Makes me hungry. Oh, okay. And I have a bit of a, I want to say a bit of a love-hate relationship with this stage, because I do like it, but I have a tendency to start playing horribly the faster I go. Like, the stage just starts throwing different parts at me, even though it's all the same, as long as you do it all the same. Oh my god, I just don't do it all the same. Consistency is key, and I have none. So whenever you hold back with the D-pad while you're doing a long jump, you pretty much just stop in place. It gives you a lot of control over your jumps. To tell us something else. Okay, fantastic. Oh, nope, this time it's Male Toad. Luigi's lost. We have to go find him. Thank you, Male Toad. We'll do a save. It's been a while since we've done one of those. Alright. And you gotta hand it to Luigi. He says he wants to help, and then he goes out on his own, you know, after we've already rescued him, and then he just gets stuck again. And the crazy thing is, right, look where he is. Oh, okay, we're out.
Thanks.
He's trying his best, he sure is.
Yeah.
Thanks for the star, bro.
Yeah. Look at me, Luigi. Yeah.
There you go. We just saved Luigi again. But now we're starting our first of many prankster comets through this run. Let's hit no on that. So this is the Honey Hive Comet, where we're going to race Cosmic Mario. And this is kind of nice because when I first did this stage, I forgot to do the shortcut. So this time I'll do the shortcut. That way you get to see both sides of the stage. TM. Alright, so it's the exact same thing as before. What's up, Jared? Welcome to the right channel. Alright. Now, did you know that if you long jump at the start of the race, you get a boost like in Mario Kart? Unless you mess it up, in which case it loses you time. We have a few more of those races coming up though, so I'll try and actually do it next time. Okay, so I'll hop on this. Oh. There you go. So there's our shortcut. I didn't get to do it the first time, but as you can see, we left Cosmic Mario in the dust.
Oh, yeah.
Alright. So this part's a little... I was about to say it's a little bit all over the place, but I guess it's not really. It all makes sense. But basically, now that we're done with that prankster comet, we have to go over to the kitchen again. So we can do this prankster comet for Beach Bowl. And this is going to be the fast foe comet. And we're also going to be collecting a couple of extra stars while we're in here as well. Yeah, in this game, pull stars are definitely... they're not favorable, but thankfully the stages I don't do in this run require them. But Ghostly Galaxy 2, where you have to race the Boo, that stage is not ideal. Oh boy. Okay. I already forgot about all of this. Okay, over we go. Gotta hand it to Fast Foe Comet, right? This is the one where I'm probably going to do a first try, even though it's technically quote-unquote harder. Okay. Oh boy, get out of there. Okay, camera, please work with me, thank you. Alright. So now that I'm here in Bubble Breeze, sorry, now that I'm here in the kitchen, we're going to be going to Bubble Breeze. And this stage is kind of weird. Like, there's only, I think, maybe 2 or 3 stages like this in this game. But what it basically is, right? You put Mario in a bubble, and then you point at the screen, and then you blow the bubble in a direction. And it's probably going to look really awkward. I don't have a lot of trouble with it, but it is kind of awkward. If I'm being perfectly honest. But it does have a cool skip halfway through the stage, so...
Yes!
So let's do it.
Wahoo! Wahoo! Whee! Wahoo! Whee! Wahoo!
I seem to have missed the tutorial and I don't really know how, because usually I don't. So this wouldn't be Mario Galaxy without collecting random star chips. Oh. There we go. Okay, cool, we got it. That actually saves a lot of time because now I don't have to go back for it. Cool. So I'm just going to take it nice and slowly through there. Got a bunch of star bits there. Not all of them though, because I'm not super good at pointing at the screen. And then we just have a neat little skip right here. There you go, now we're on the wall. Mario. There you go, now we're on the wall. Mario just decided he wanted to jump in the goop. But we said no. We're speedrunning here today. So that saves you having to do the entire second part of that stage, which is great. Because it's not particularly hard, but it's just awkward and slow. So being able to avoid it is enjoyable. Up next we have Ghostly Galaxy 2. And this is the star I was mentioning, which is where you race Boo. You race Boo, there's like a whole bunch of cool stars and stuff, and you have to like sling yourself all through the course. It's super awkward, super challenging, and I'm super bad at it.
Yes!
Alrighty.
Yeah!
So the first thing we're gonna do is get up on this wall, break this open here, dodging that. So now instead of doing the race, because it's too hard, we're just gonna do this part, which is a lot easier. Granted, probably slower, I don't know. What did you bonk on, Mario? Oh boy. I wasn't expecting that part of the floor to disappear. That was a bit scary. Okay, so Boos love me. Now I'm sure there's like a time save thing I can do here, but I'm just gonna play it safe. There we go. So you grab that question mark coin, and now this whole stage is gonna start moving. Just gonna ignore all the star bits because we don't really need them at this point. Now, even though you can't see it, there actually is a ceiling there, so it prevents me from getting in there. And while we're waiting for the auto-scroller, we'll get the one up. We'll keep on pushing up. stage is mostly an auto-scroller, but at least it's a lot easier and a lot more consistent than the Boo race, where
Yeah.
I don't know, the camera likes to rotate around, the pull stars don't like to activate. It's just, all in all, a very difficult time. Oh boy. So similar to Camilla's airship, we're now going to be fighting Bowser Jr. This stage is pretty easy. There's not really a whole lot going on. Basically, we're just jumping from airship to airship until eventually we reach Bowser Jr.'s airship at the very end of the stage.
Yes.
So let's go do that without a fuss. We're going to aim up and left, because over here is a flagpole. And there's a pull star there too, and if I can activate it... Oh my god, thank you. Then we can live. If I didn't do that, Mario would have just gotten yeeted into space and we would have had to start again. I'm just gonna wait for the camera rotation there. 1, 2, 3. And here we are. This is basically the same fight as the Camilla fight, except this time we have access to all the shells we want. So we'll just make the most of it, I guess. Oh, that's right. The shells home in on the bullets, though. That's the only problem. Dang. That was unfortunate. Whoopsie. Okay, try that again. This usually doesn't take as long as it is, but oh well. Oh boy, we might die. Take that, thank you. Bad angle. Good stuff. Let's try again. There you go. Easy peasy. No problem at all. Totally wasn't scared. Everything's fine. There we go. I feel like that one's always a close one for me. I don't know why. So now that we've just gone over to the kitchen and then done all of that jazz, the bedroom opens up, and so what we have to do now is go left to the fountain first, because we have another prankster comet. And you know what, I think I'll save here, because it's been a little while. Basically, the way this route works is that whenever we need to travel between domes, we ideally would like to respawn back in the middle so that we're closest to most of them at any given time. So we talk to Mail Toad first, or apparently not. There we go. Okay, Luigi's got himself stuck in a cage. He somehow managed to send a letter out though, so that's great. Especially because he sent a letter out with a picture of himself inside the cage. Okay, so we're going over to the fountain. rock comet. Missed the middle by that much. So this stage is kind of scary because you saw earlier those little yellow dudes. They're very hard to see. They kind of look like star bits. They always push me into the electric fence. Like without fail.
Yes.
So having only 1 HP for a Daredevil run doesn't bode well. Oops. That was supposed to be a long jump, but what can you do? Alright, so we'll face away from him, backflip onto him. Okay, well we got rid of the yellow dudes, so that's something. Oh, never mind, it makes more. So there's no point to getting rid of the yellow dudes. Done. Oh, there we go.
Oh, yeah.
So Mario's backward momentum in Galaxy is actually insane. Like whenever you hold down while moving forward, you basically come to a stop. And whenever you hold down while moving backwards, you just start shooting backwards really far. And so that's why a lot of the backflip wall jump techs are really effective, because whatever wall you jump off, you can get on top of, basically. Alright, so let's just collect all these star bits, because we can, except for that one. That one needs to tell everyone else what happened. Okay. So this is one of the music levels. All we gotta do is just run along the path, collecting the music notes. Okay, I didn't think that one would get collected, so I'm glad it did. Super simple, and then all you have to do is fall down, and there's your star.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So after that, we have to actually go back. Nope. Alright. This is slower than jumping, unfortunately. We have to go back to the first dome. No. Oh my goodness, Toad. All I was trying to do was backflip up the wall. Just like that. And that Toad just happened to be there. And now the camera's choosing not to cooperate with me. We're going to be going in here to Good Egg 3 so we can fight King Caliente. Which should be a piece of cake. It's basically just really easy Mario Tennis. Thank you, Maranthew, for the good luck. Okay.
Yes.
So just like Luigi, we're going to be going to the top of the house. Oops. There you go. Now I think the coconuts don't actually spawn here until you go to the top to make that guy appear. Yeah, there's one, okay. Or maybe I'm just completely wrong about that. It's just sometimes I can run around the whole planet and not find any of them. So, I don't know. Now that rock in front of me always looks like you can jump on it, but it's very misleading. It's actually quite high. Thanks, Bullet Bill! Okay, grab all those bits. Alright, here's the tutorial. Got the second one with that residual spin. Whoop. Cool. Got the star bit on top of the mast. Easily the hardest star bit in the game to get, according to me right now. I don't know why I jumped diagonally there, but it's okay. Alright, let's go, friend. And throw the bamboozle right away. So as you can see there, you don't even need to be close to the coconut. No. Dang. Thankfully, if you mess it up the first time, he makes it considerably easier by getting rid of those fire enemies. So, like, even if you take a hit, it's pretty much a free fight. The only thing I need to make sure I don't do is fall into lava by slipping off the stage. Because that whole area is slippery, it's weird. Okay, we're just over halfway. Oops, I'm gonna say no to that save. And you'll never guess what. That's right, we're going all the way back to the fountain again. A lot of back and forth for me. And it's just because we're trying to get certain cycles. So now that we've done that, we go to Battle Rock 1. Because we're going to go and say hello to Luigi. Because if you remember a couple of stars ago, Luigi trapped himself in a cage, took a selfie, and then sent it to us. So now we need to tell him that this is not the way to get attention on social media. So we're going to try this triple jump one more time. I've done it before, I can do it again. No. Let's try one more time. I say one more time, but I actually mean let's just keep doing it until we get it. Man, it's so, like, it's not super precise. I'm just kind of bad at it, I guess. It might also have to do with the orientation of this thing as well. I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, I don't know. I'll give this one more go and then I'll just get the star bits. Alright, we're getting the star chips. I hang my head in shame. What even is triple jumping? There's one under here. I'm just trying to look cool on the internet. Come on, there you go. Oh. Oh. Good stuff. By the way, if this is your first time seeing a DancePad speedrun here at Valuethon, this isn't actually the first one that I've been in. If you look back on Valuethons, I think maybe 5, 6, and 7. I think I've been doing this for a little while now. We've got everything from Mario 64 to Odyssey. Galaxy is definitely the bigger of the undertakings, but there's been quite a few in the Valuethon marathons. And then, of course, not a shameless plug, but you can also check out my channel too. This is all I do. Gotta fill the time with something anymore, let's roll it right way. Okay, so let's take care of this Goomba. I just want a coin because I know I'm gonna take damage here. Goodie. Come on. Oh, I got shocked. Really? I didn't even see that there. Okay, well they crashed on each other, so that's no good. Now, in order to move toward the bullet bills, I have to press down. And then to move away, I have to press up. And then when you get stuck on that, gravity just takes over and there's no fun to be had there. Let's try one more time. No, we're not getting that one? Not allowed? Okay, I guess we're not allowed to have that one. Come on now. Easily one of the most awkward stars for me to try and get. Because the up-down controls are inverted, and the camera doesn't do you any favors. What is Mario looking at, dude? Alright. Yeah, that was the Luigi Battle Rock Galaxy. Really happy that happened. So now we get to move on to Booey Base Galaxy, which is in the bedroom, I'm pretty sure. No, I always make this mistake. It's in the kitchen. I always make this mistake. I go to the bedroom, realize it's the wrong place, and then I go back to the kitchen. Either that, or it is in the bedroom, and I keep thinking I make the mistake, and then I go to the kitchen, and that's the mistake. Does anyone else's brain ever do that? Okay, let's assume it's this. Okay, we're good. So there's not really a whole lot about to say about this stage. It's a vertical gauntlet stage where you're climbing this tower, but in order to do so, you first have to raise the tower. So what we have to do is go underwater and swim very awkwardly around. We have to send the torpedoes over to here. As long as you can hear that sound, it means that they're locked onto you. I have to kind of go out wide here so that I don't get caught under the platforms. Done. Backflip spin, jump off the wall. A lot of height, a lot of distance. Oops. Now only certain walls you can actually backflip and jump off here. So like, these metallic walls here, I can do it. Except that one apparently. Whereas the wall right next to it, I wouldn't be able to jump off because they don't want you to jump on those. Just fall on this. This now activates the spinning tower gauntlet contraption thingy, which one of the blue star chips was hidden behind. Oh boy, that could have been bad. Let's just go up here. There's one more I need to get. There it is. Done. Can I wall jump up this? No, I cannot. Shoutouts to Beyblades. And then the camera likes to change on me, but that's okay. Hold on. Alright, we're good now. Come on now. There you go. So we're just going to dive straight into the water here. Let's get that star. And we're good. And now that we've done buoy base, there's actually another star inside this one. So even though it looked like we went out of our way for it, it's kind of on the way to the bedroom anyway. And there's 2 stars here, so it's worth doing. Oh, there we go. So we have a secret green star that we can get. Okay, we can skip that cutscene because we've entered the stage before. We're just going to hang out here. Wait for that thing to home in on us. Now it's been a long time since I've actually done this the intended way, but the cheating speedrun way is to actually just long jump across here. And then jump over those. I think that's the first time in a while I've messed that up. So let's try that again. Come on, friend. Unfortunately, it takes a while for these bullets to despawn. So if you mess it up, it's going to cost you. Okay, let's just get some distance and go through. Wow. Alright. Apparently I might die here. Oh boy. Okay, thank you, Mario. Oh god, what am I doing, dude? Whenever Mario lands from a long jump or a spin, he slows down like considerably. And so when you're trying to maneuver yourself while there's a bullet just kind of flipping around all over you, it gets a little scary. Okay, we're gonna save there. You know, I feel like I need to save after all of that just happened. But we are done with the kitchen and we're moving on to the bedroom. Down we go. Camera likes to swing as I'm trying to long jump in a direction. First try. we've reached the part of the run that's basically play the same stage 4 or 5 times in a row. So everything's kind of gonna feel a bit samey, but at least the music is good. At least until Mario Maker ruined the song. Okay. If you don't get a running start behind your triple jump, Mario kind of just jumps on the spot and it's very awkward. So in pretty much every circumstance, I should be trying a long jump. Oh, we're going that way. Alright Mario, I'm gonna need you to get me all the way over to that other piranha plant. All the way over there. Oh, didn't happen. Okay. Unfortunately that... Ow. Unfortunately that means that we have to go around the long way. And then that piranha plant's actually a debate, because the way you go is down there. Okay. We'll go around the corner here. And then we have this part, which is either going to go well or horribly. So just like the start of the game, I have to chase this rabbit around. And honestly, I don't really know how to manipulate the movement. I just kind of go for it and just hope I eventually get him. Like that. That's really good. Sometimes I end up chasing him a really long distance away, and I have no idea why. So. So that was Gusty Garden 1. Basically, we land on the small planet, we fly through the air a bit, oops, and then we land somewhere else. Now we get to do Gusty Garden 2, where we land on the small planet, fly through the air a bit, and then we end up somewhere else. And then we're going to do Gusty Garden 3, and the Gusty Garden 3 secret, where we land on a small planet, fly through the air, and land somewhere else. It's going to be great. So this stage is actually a boss fight, and unfortunately for me, I have to fight him twice. And the boss fight is not a very enjoyable one, to say the least. So this is the tutorial part of the stage where it shows you, hey, ground pound to bring the moles out. And if you do that, you can spin them. Spoiler, that's going to be a boss in a sec. Dang, he was too far. I should be coming around here at some point, I think. It's so hard to know where these moles are going to go. Like, at some point he has to cross over the middle here, but... he's still at the top, dude. Did I seriously dismiss him? Oh, there he is. Okay. Oh my god, come back. One of those things where waiting is the strat. Come on, bud. Why are you so fast? Oh my god, come back. There you go. Get low that guy. So there's like this whole area here that has a bunch of stuff on it, and we ignore it. So shout outs to that stuff. Oops. Okay. Now, I never remember where to ground pound. I think it's this one. Nope, guess it's this one. They're very similarly placed. And it's just one of those things where like it only wastes me a second or so if I do the wrong one. So why bother learning, right? Okay. So this boss sucks. His head pops out of the ground, you have to ground pound, and then before he runs away, you have to spin at him. So that was the first one. Ah, okay. Foot slipped, but thankfully it was okay. Now, as you saw there, while I was spinning, I couldn't quite hit him. And that was during his second phase. So now, let's see how he goes through his third phase. Whoops. Also doesn't help that I ground pounded too early. Okay, where's he going? So if you ground pound twice real quick... And there you go. If you ground pound twice real quick, he comes out of the ground a lot quicker. And just trying to get that distance on him is the hardest part of this fight. Because if I miss, I'm gonna die. And then I have to do the whole fight again. Okay, there we go. That's the fight. Nice and easy, right? The best part about that fight is that we have to do it as a Daredevil comet. Which means I have to do that fight again, but with only 1 health. And every time we die, we have to start it again. And yeah, should be good. So that was Gusty Garden 2. Yep. Next up is Gusty Garden 3. But we're going to be doing the secret stage, which is collecting all of the question mark coins along the way. And part of the reason we do that is so that when we get to the end of the gliding section, we get a power star, and then that lets us be invincible, and then it makes another star spawn. Easier said than done, though.
Yes!
Because depth perception is not always on my side. Not to mention, I also spun a little too early. So now I have to try and get that with very little movement available to me. Okay, that's looking bad. 1, 2. Oh boy. Let's see if I can save this, otherwise we'll just have to do the normal stage. Can I backflip this? Nope, that's out of reach. Okay, so because I messed it up, we'll just do the normal stage. That's why we try to do the secret first. Nope. Hold on. So yeah, what we want is we want to get a star so that we can break that gold chomp. Ow. Ow. Go under here, go across here. Good. While I'm waiting for that star chip to come around, I'll get my health back. There it is. Oh, okay. Oopsie. So this part of the stage is kind of weird. We're using those gravity flip arrows that you saw earlier in the stage, earlier in the game, except now we're doing it in a 3D setting. And it's kind of weird to know which way to go, what's waiting for you on the other side. You basically just have to follow where the yellow ground is. Yellow ground is good ground. Okay, there we go. Done. So once again, we have to try and do Gusty Garden 3's secret. And this time, if I mess it up, I have to die and start again. That's just the rule. So I think I'll just save here because it's been a little while. The last thing we want to do is lose our progress if something bad were to happen. Okay, here we go. So this time I managed to get this on the first spin, which means I can get the second one on the second spin. Then we get the third one on the third spin, and so now we have a run going on. There it is. Okay. So now we're invincible. And all we have to do is just run straight at that gold chunk. Bam, done. And I bet you thought Gusty Garden was over. Nope, there's still one more stage. Like I said, this is the part of the run where it feels like you're just doing the same thing over and over. And that's because to an extent you kind of are. So now we do the Gusty Garden Daredevil comic. This is Gusty Garden 2's boss fight against the Big Mole, except you only have 1 HP. And as you saw when I was trying to do it, it's hard. It's just hard to close the gap between you and him on the final hit. I'm probably doing something painfully wrong. But it's not an easy experience. In fact, in my PB, which I got just last week, I lost 3 minutes on this. So this is going to be a huge time save if I get it first try. Please. Please and thank you. didn't mean to send him that far back. Oh, okay. What matters is that I didn't die. Okay, he's out. That's a weight off my mind. Honestly, this is the star I've been looking forward to the least, because it's the one that I either do really well or really horribly at. And having to do it twice just sucks.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, so with that out of the way, it's time to do the Freeze Flame Galaxy, which I think is this one up here. And I think we ignore the one at the bottom, because that's Dusty Dune. So I mentioned at the start of this run that this game is emulated just so that I can control the Wiimote with the DancePad in the first place. This is one of the stages in the run that the game, or sorry, that the emulator itself kind of struggles to do. But it's only if I land in icy water. So as long as I don't do that, we shouldn't have any trouble. Okay, where's the penguin? There he is. Welcome to the stream, Whammer. Enjoy the rest of the run, dude. I hope everyone here is having a nice comfy time with Galaxy. Alright, here we go. Oh, okay, we almost fell in the water. So this stage is actually home to a bunch of like shortcuts you can do. This is one of them. If you remember at the start of the run, I mentioned that you can run up slopes by shaking constantly. Well, that's one of them. We're doing the secret first, so we're going this way. And the worst part about this secret is definitely the bats, which you're about to see in just a moment. I never know where to stand either. Okay, got it. Now I need to get up to the top here. Bat, no! Bat, no! Okay. Basically, the bat can freeze you. And if your fire flower runs out just before you unfreeze, you can't progress. You have to go all the way back to the start and get the fire flower again. It sucks. Okay. Once again, demonstrating that backflip spin tech. Completely changes how the game plays. Oh, you can't wall kick up that? What the heck? Oh boy! Decided to play that safe because I didn't want to get yeeted out of existence.
Oh, yeah.
I'm trying to think of every video game now that does have bats in it. And honestly, Jared, I think you're right. I can't think of one that has a good one. Like maybe, okay, maybe ukulele. Although with that, I would say the impossible lair. Alright, let's... Oh wait, we're going this way. What am I doing? I don't know why I went right on the first time, because the penguin's to the left. But it is what it is. Alright, so we need to go and get this Zoomer that's calling me an old man. We won't stand for that. Just because we're from the 80s doesn't mean we're old. Alright. So we're going to be doing the exact same thing as before. Except instead of taking that star up to the secret area, oh boy. Nearly fell in the water again. Instead of taking the star up to the secret area, we're just going to go left instead. And then hope that all of the cycles match up. Okay. Oh boy. I almost went to the secret area again, which would have really lost some time. Okay, so we'll get up here. Mario and ice. It's not a good time. Oh boy, Mario and ice water is not a good time either. Goodness me. Now there's a chance I'll die here, because he likes to throw snowballs at me just as I get here. Okay, good. Please don't hurt me. Okay, thank you. Now jump towards me. What you have to do is kind of bait this guy out. He'll jump over you if you run towards him. So you have to run towards him, but then stop just far enough so that he lands on you. And it doesn't matter how low your health is, so long as you can bring it back.
Oh, yeah.
Now, unlike Gusty Garden, where every stage kind of looked the same, Freeze Flame is kind of like the Oreo stage. So like for the first two, you kind of have like the chocolatey outer shell, which is all cool and stuff. But then after that, it just completely changes, and you start going to the creamy middle. And honestly, I kind of wish I had an Oreo instead of this. Because even though I get what they're going for, like, I don't know, the stage is just kind of awkward. Because you got a whole bunch of like ice skating segments like this, where it's awkward to try and get all of these pieces. And then straight after that, you go into like a lava section where suddenly, you know, every part of the ground that you touch will kill you. But I've got nothing against it. It's just... it's just a little awkward to swap between the two control schemes, I guess. Alright. So what we're going to do is hop up here. Oh, okay, maybe not. Mario, please. Good man. Okay, and then long jump over to here. Beautiful. We just skipped something. then I'm going to make sure that I don't die, but I probably will, so let's do it anyway. Oh boy. Okay, we got it. It's fine, everything's fine. Oh, he didn't die. You know what? I'll risk it. Oh, we're dead. If I grab that ledge, I take damage. I was just trying to go a little bit higher, but alas. Anyway, I'll have a bit more health this time, so let's do it again. So we go here. There we go, I didn't even take damage that time. Spin that guy out of the way. Spin that guy out of the way. That coin would have been great to get before, but game didn't offer it to me, so. And of course, this time around we take no damage. Yeah, peculiar thing about the fire flower is that when you throw a fireball while you're in the air, you get like a little bit of extra height. And so you can hover in place for like just, you know, a couple of throws before you fall back down. And it's real handy. Oh, we're up here now. So because of how this cycle has been set up now, we're doing the freeze flame comet, even though we still have one more stage that we need to do. And the comet is actually based on the stage we're about to do. So it's kind of weird. Like if you do it in this order, you get this challenge that you haven't had or seen before, and you're just like, oh, well, what do I do?
Yes.
Now with this Mario race, I'm not going to do the boost head start because I'm scared to shoot myself off the stage. So I'll just go there. But this stage is pretty chill. Just go along the ice, nice and chill. Try not to die at the end.
Oh, yeah.
Dang, we almost had a double 420 in this run. Oh well. Freeze flame! Man, my aiming is all over the place right now. Look, it's that stage we just did. Except this time it's hot and cold. So, all we do, long jump down right, and then hold upright. We skip having to go around that entire disc. And this is kind of part of the run where I'm trying to do a cycle. You know, do a first cycle of a thing, right? And if I mess it up, I have to like backtrack a whole bunch. So, fingers crossed that we get it. I get to fly around this little bit. Instead of doing this whole section, once again, backflip, jump, spin. Mario, get off the wall, thank you. Fire Mario can't do the same thing, so he has to walk in first. Ooh, that's no good. I hope I have enough time now. Okay, we got it. I was really worried about that. Okay. I thought I was going to end up on the ice, but that did not happen. Alright, so being Ice Mario on lava lets you, you know, make ice on lava. And the ice stays there, which is exciting. Oh boy. I wasn't expecting myself to jump over the star. Okay. Cool. Well, that's all of Freeze Flame out of the way. So, we're nearing the end of playing every stage over and over. And we get to have a bit of variety now. So the first one is Honey Climb. And I think last year there was actually a piece of tech that was found for this stage. And all you have to do is go neutral, jump, and then shake shortly after while holding the jump button, and you get a massive boost up the wall as B Mario. Now, I'm not very good at it, even though it's like super easy to do. So it's going to be a bit hit and miss. But like, yeah, that's like a normal jump, right? Gets you up there. That's a big B yeet. Gets you like much further up. So you can just cover a bit more distance with it. And depending on how these stages are slanted, you get more distance. Oops. Okay, please. Oh wow, the gravity changed. Wow. It had my shadow on the ground for a brief moment, and then it changed the gravity and I suddenly wasn't moving toward the wall anymore. So that sucks. I guess I flew too far out. Okay. Up we go! I didn't even get the spin, what the heck? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. It's okay, we're good. So yeah, even though it's effective, there's like parts of this stage that you can't really climb up very effectively. And then that happens, you just end up falling. So I guess I'll just take this part slow. As much as I don't want to. Okay, there you go. And that was Honey Climb. So in typical me fashion, usually what happens is I get to the very top of that last honeycomb, and then something hits me and I fall all the way down. And we have to do it all again. Alright, Bowser time. Oops, have to select the stage again. This stage has a really cool skip. So I hope we get it because it looks cool, it saves time, and most importantly, it looks cool.
Yes.
Okay. Just gonna go slow here because this part likes to meme at me. Okay, up you go. Shoutouts to Mario getting all the backward momentum there. Oops. Okay. Have to wait for this cycle, unfortunately, because the distance is too great for Mario to jump. As demonstrated by nearly not making that. Let's take this part nice and slow. Ugh. Play it safe. We're in no rush. Alright, here we go. Ow. So all you have to do, right, is long jump here and hold up. Done. There's your skip. You just long jump and then hold up. But it looks really cool. Okay. Get up here too. That one's a little harder too, so I just spin because it's faster for me. Done. Okay. Come on, jump up. Oh, that's right, he spins first. Debated, dude. No, dude, I was right here. I'll take that coin back, thank you. Okay, so when Bowser breathes fire, I just hide behind the crystals so then I won't get hurt. Oh boy. Wow, he got me. What a gamer, dude. Alright, here we go. Third time's the charm. Am I not going to take damage this time? Nearly took damage. I took damage. I'm sorry, chat. Just kidding. We're back to full health. Dang, Bowser with the debates. Wow. Yo, look at this guy going, man. Okay. You okay, Bowser? Technically, because I'm doing a do-over, it doesn't count as getting hit. Okay, let's try this again, shall we? There you go. Alright. So Bowser moves in a curving pattern until you hit him, and then he moves in a straight line, and everything's okay. But until then, it's just so awkward. Because he doesn't really curve until he disappears behind the planet. Chaos Control. Man, I can't believe I did that without taking damage. That's incredible.
Whee!
Cool. So we actually have a little under an hour left of this run. So long as nothing bad happens. So now we get to move up to the engine room. Where we get to play Gold Leaf Galaxy. I think I'll save here, it's been a little while. Alright, so this is Rosalina telling us that we just need 14 more stars in order to get to the center of the universe and challenge Bowser to a game of Beyblades. So let's do it to it. I guess she'll just wait here. So that's nice of her, I guess. Oh, alright, that's not what I wanted. We call that one the corner skip. You'll never guess why. Alright. So here we go, Gold Leaf Galaxy. And the weird thing about this stage is that it's like the starting area is pretty much identical to Honey Hive Galaxy, except it's mirrored horizontally. So normally you would go up this way to the right. Ow. Ow, ow, ow. Okay. But instead we're going up this way to the left. And it's just got a bunch of different stage elements to make it look just a little different. Just different enough. Okay, that's number 2. Go up around here and get number 3. Nice. Stuck the landing. That's number 4. By the way, I don't mean to like bonk into walls like that. It's just because I'm using a DancePad, I only have 8 directional movement with like no fine tuning in between. And so Mario is just going to do like a hard angle no matter which way I try to move. Alright. Now I have to remind myself to ignore the dandelion. I just have to ignore it. Like, it's right next to what I want, but it's not what I want. I want to go down here. I want to grab those. Okay, we're good. All that dandelion does is shoot you up to the top. Back to where you just were. So that's no good. So just like the start of the game, it's another rabbit chase. Give myself a bit of an advantage. We're just going to give this rabbit some walls to get stuck on. Thank you. Thought it wasn't going to get stuck for a sec. Oops, camera changed.
Wahoo! Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. Now, one thing I haven't mentioned through the whole run since we got the 400 star bits is that I still need to get up to 600 star bits for the next Hungry Luma. But because it's one of the last stars, it pretty much doesn't matter if I get it or not. And I think I usually end up having enough anyway.
Yes.
Alright. So we're going to be doing the secret stage, which involves going up here, yep, around to the back of the tree, that's what I meant to say. And then ding in this battle. And so now I'm just going to lightly glue myself across. Nice.
Wahoo!
That one's really satisfying when I don't have to go back and like awkwardly hit the notes that I missed.
Oh, yeah.
And like in a number of ways it's kind of easier for me than I guess it would be for a regular player, because all I have to do is just hold the, well, I don't have to do anything. I just keep the pointer in the same spot and move up and down. Okay. Okay. So now we're going up here.
Whee! Wahoo! Wahoo! Whee! Whee! Whee!
Eh.
Wahoo! Wahoo!
We want to get this Cataquack's attention. I think if I spin it attracts it. Yeah, cool. And I want to do that so I can get up on that wall there. Just like that. And so that skips a whole chunk of stuff that I would otherwise have to do. So, glad that happened. Okay, I missed that. Come here, friend. Please and thank you. Alright, cool. And now this part's really tricky because the camera angle makes it tricky, but if I can get it, it'll save a bunch of time. If not, we'll have to start guiding a Cataquack through a maze. Let's see. Nope, let's try again. Nope, I actually think I'm in the wrong spot. I think I should be over here. Oh, we got it! Okay. So that saves you having to guide the Cataquack through the maze, which, considering how annoying these dudes are, it's a blessing. So that's great. Alright, next thing we're gonna do is not use the Cataquack and have my triple jump eaten, I guess. Let's get rid of this guy. 1, 2, 3. Gonna get B Mario. Okay. Where's the dude? Okay. So if you spin... Oh boy, are we gonna get it? Close enough. If you walk off the ledge and spin, and then hold A as you hit that dirt mound, You get an insanely high boost. So I'm glad I accomplished that first try, because I've only done it like once. So that was great. Let's do another safety save. Alright, now we're once again doing Gold Leaf. Where we have another little skip that I'm going to try and do. This one doesn't take as much time, but I just kind of want to show it off anyway. So, just to see how we go. So now this whole wooden structure that we kind of have to go around, get the bee suit, jump around on some clouds, and then just kind of slowly navigate our way up. Oops, didn't even go on that. I didn't want Bee Mario. Excuse me, get rid of my bee. Thank you. Alright, so what I want to do here is get stuck in these mushrooms. So Mario's stuck. And what I'm trying to do is get up to that ledge there. So that I can wall kick up instead of going around. And I'm getting so close each time, dude. I'll get it though. Okay. I'll give it like 2 or 3 more tries. That was the wrong angle. That one I was spinning too close to the wall, so it kicked me off. Oh, alright, we're up. So that one's a little awkward, but if you get it, it saves time the first time. Now there's like, I don't know, there's like this boss animation skip thing that you can do. If you come up here as regular Mario instead of Bee Mario. But for me, Bee Mario is just easier to control. So we're just going to cheese the boss by flying around as Bee. I'll have to jump first. So basically, I can just fly above him, ground pound him like that, and he can't do nothing about it. And it's not as fast as long jumping across, but... Oops. There you go. But it's still relatively fast and simple. Go. Cool. We have one more. We have one more Gold Leaf stage. And this one is the Cosmic Mario Comet. Now I can do the same shortcut that I was trying to do at the start of the stage again. But if I mess it up, I die because of the fact that this is a race. So I'm going to play it safe and not do it for this one. And everything should be great. Okay. So you can see it's still the same principle as before, except we're going the other way this time. I'll try and get the head start this time. Go! There you go. One, two. 1, 2, 3. Oh, we didn't get the triple jump. No biggie. free one-up to anyone that wants it. So obviously if you do the shortcut, you end up just here and you get the star. But if you mess it up, obviously you don't get the star. So, and you have to do it all again. So it's not so much a case of like attempting it a number of times. You have to start the race over and then run up and then attempt it. Another safety save. Okay, toy time. Wait, it's down here, isn't it? Time for one of my favorite galaxies in the run. And we're going to be trying to pull out all of the stops in this run for this stage in particular. So we're going to be going without using the spring, and we're going to be doing the armpit skip on the robot, so that we don't have to do like any of its shenanigans. And because I'm super consistent at what I do, we're definitely going to get it first try at TM. And I can never get on that train. And I can... whatever. Let me up there. Okay, so all I want to do here is just long jump over to here. Run along this green part here, backflip. Oh, there you go. These purple platforms change the gravity. Oh. And so you can kind of get away with doing weird stuff if you need them. That doesn't bode well for the next stage where I need star bits. Oops. Oops. Okay. So in this area, you're supposed to get the spring shroom and then hop along these conveyor belts, but that takes way too long. So if you use the backflip tech that we've been using for this whole run, you can just get up there without bouncing at the spring. And even though it takes you longer to get up, you move faster on the ground, so it saves the time. And lastly, 1, 2, 3. Get up on top of the bottle. Don't need the spring for that either. Now it's time for the big one. Hope I get it. Never done this in a run before. Goody. Okay, so we're gonna wait for the arm to come back down. No! I was close. I didn't quite have the original jump. But thankfully it spawns you here, so you can just try it again a number of times. And honestly, I wouldn't mind getting it. I'd feel pretty good about it if I did. So let's try this again. Oh man, I forgot to do the spin. After the first wall kick, I have to spin. Like that. There you go. Alright, so now I've ended up on the arm, which is kind of the midpoint of where I want to be. And I need to get up on this claw now because I didn't actually achieve the skip in full that I wanted to do. But that's okay, this is still a nice backup. Okay, he's up. It's really nice of them to give you a spring mushroom there, just in case you end up around here and you're really confused. Because I had to attempt that a couple of times, I didn't actually save time over PB. But I also didn't really lose time. I only lost about 5 seconds from doing it the normal way, so... That goes to show how much time it saves if you do it right. But... oh well. Okay, we've hit the 601 star bits, so we're set on star bits for the rest of the run. We have about 3 more stages of toy time, which is great. So for this stage, I have to collect 50 star bits. And there's a bunch in the distance over there, but it doesn't let you collect them until you get closer. Actually, I didn't even think you'd get closer, because you go this way. Oh boy. Oh boy, I missed them all. Okay. Alright, so like I said, I need about 50 star bits. Unfortunately, if you miss all of the ones at the start, it makes it very hard to get star bits here. But if you die, it saves your star bit count. Okay. There you go, there's your 50. Awkward as it was, we got there in the end. I'm not sure what you mean, Conkles. Okay. Take aim and fire. If I missed a single one of those, that would have been awkward as hell. So now we have this fun little section here, where I have to step on all the blocks. And there's basically one block around each side of this thing, I don't know what you call it, contraption. Okay, ate my long jump. And so what we have to do is just find the easiest path to get around. Oh god, don't kill me! Okay. I didn't realize he would move that slow. If I knew that, I probably would have gone down first, and then moved up, since up is the direction I want to go. I don't want to get on that pipe. Ow, why'd you have to hit me, dude? Swing around here, the camera will do most of the work for us. So thank you, camera. Get some health on the way. This is where the camera really likes to shine. But thankfully it doesn't matter because we're done now. And then the final part, grabbing this star with the camera flipping around. And we're done. Okay, another safety save. The easiest way to go overestimate is to just not save the game and then something bad happen. Oh. That was supposed to be a backflip, not a long jump. And now I get all the star bits. Typical. So I just want the star bits. Thank you. Okay. Okay, so we got the spring. Go over here, grab the crystal. Jump on the Mecha Koopa. I went to the wrong side. Have to get on top of this giant screw head. Screw it in, and then it goes all the way to the other side. And that's where the final piece is. Oops. Okay, Mario is stuck. There we go. Piece of cake. And now we get to play on Mario. Oh, okay. The way that decides to turn means that I can't just run across them. I have to jump each time. A bit unfortunate. Oh. Nearly fell in the lava there. I really enjoy that stage. There's a purple coin mission in 100%, which is just as satisfying to play. Maybe more satisfying, because you get to play it more. 54 stars, let's go! Okay. Don't worry, Amethyst. The trick is to doing it underestimate. So then it only takes 3 hours and 45 minutes. Alright, let's just cut that out. Yep, try again. Go. So this is exactly the same as before, except they made everything faster, just to make it that much more awkward. Oh boy. Don't kill me, don't kill me. Thank you. In my opinion, this one just flows a little better, except for when that happens. Oh boy. Okay, that was intended. Another camera swing around. There we go. Fun fact, those enemies have existed since Mario 64. Except they didn't look as creepy. Safety save again. And now this brings us to pretty much the end of the run. It's I think the third last stage, and it's also the most resident sleeper part of the run. So this is Sea Slide Galaxy, where you basically play the exact same stage 4 times. But unlike Gusty Garden and the other stages where you play the same stage 4 times, this is literally the same stage 4 times. So by that I mean, what we're going to do is we're going to jump into the water. We're going to say hello to Guppy. And then we have to swim after Guppy. So we just have to swim behind him through the rings. Oops. Oh my god. Okay, I got the ring. Now to make this easier, they have given us red shells. So now I don't even need to swim. All I have to do is just move my directionals. But this stage does have one redeeming quality, and it's that you get to show off the fact that the shells have brake lights. So when you need to slow down and slam on the brakes, little brake lights come on. I didn't even see that. And honestly, I wish they did that more. It's such a cute touch. Out of the water. Hit the red penguin. Oh, depth perception. Okay, nearly there. I'm also trying to jump just before the save box appears, so that way Mario's closer to the pull star before I load the stage. Probably saves like no time, but if I can do it 60 times, I'm sure it saves like, I don't know, 10 seconds. Okay, so you just saw me jump into the water and then swim around this ring with a shell. Yes! So now what you get to see is me swim around this ring with a shell, but for not as long, but it's the same. Let's see. We got a head start. Love it. There we go. Got the red shell. So now all we have to do is just go through these rings. These ones give us a little speed boost. That's exciting. Doing the same stage, but faster. Okay, there you go. Gonna yeet that shell into oblivion. Cool. Nice and easy. Super sleepy. Okay, hit no on that. So we get to do Sea Slide 2 again, because that one was the comet. And you'll never guess what we're going to do. I'll give you a hint. We're going to go in the water, we're going to grab a shell, and we're gonna go around in a circle. But it's a tiny bit different this time because we start in a different spot.
Yes!
So remember that red penguin we hit with the red shell earlier? He now wants to race us because he's really mad that we hit him. So we say, sure, I'll hit you again. So once again, yep, I thought I was going to grab it, but I didn't. So once again, we get the red shell, and we go around the ring. And if we're lucky, there'll be a speed ring that we can collect. But yeah, this is the easiest part of the run, and also most boring. There's not a lot to say, there's not a lot to do. Just get to enjoy the music and the scenery, I guess. We're gonna have some speed rings coming up. Just in case it was a close race before, it's about to be even closer. There you go. And that is that. Now I can say with great joy that that was the last stage we had to do in Seaslide Galaxy. But the water stages aren't over, because unfortunately the 600 star bits that I collected go toward this next stage, which is a water stage. And basically what we're going to be doing is hunting eel. So, without any further ado, let's go do that. So this hungry luma that we've ignored this whole time, now we have to feed it. Okay, good. Done. And part of the reason we picked this stage is because immediately after this, we're going to be talking to the male toad. And this sends us back to the middle of the observatory to talk to male toad. So this stage has 3 eels, and red shells are homing shells. So I'm just going to look for where they are. There.
Yes!
So all I want to do is just go up left, ground pounds. Oh, okay, it changed my directions on me. There we go, there's one. Now all we have to do is find eel. Okay, that went for the chest. Amazing. Let's try again. Where's the eel going? Unfortunately, the camera does not cooperate with me at all. And it looks like these red shells aren't cooperating with me either, so that's great. Let's try again. Maybe I can get a fix on one this time. Where'd it go? Okay. Honestly, the hardest part of this is just finding them. Once you find them, you can kind of just follow them and hit them relatively easily. Like, I don't really need red shells, it just makes it easier in case, like that one, I can just home in on it. But turned around. Good. Please. Shell, please. Okay, where's he gone? There he is. Now, I know where the ship is, but I also don't. I'm pretty sure it's near the red shells. There it is. It's actually not near the red shells, it's complete opposite distance. Opposite direction, that's what I meant to say. So that was kind of awkward. Oh well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Alright, 59 stars. Yep, come on. I'm gonna speak to Male Toad here. Okay, Luigi's gone and got himself stuck in a tree. So we're gonna have to go and fix that. Once again, taking a selfie and sending it to us. Maybe it's Captain Toad that's just like going out to rescue him because he hasn't come back in ages. And then he's like, oh man, I can't do this. Whoops, wrong stage. Captain Toad's just like, man, I can't do this. This is way outside of my arm length. Okay. Thank you, Bayleaf. Alright, 1, 2, 3. Classic. Oh yeah, that's right. You can't use the star here anymore because they get rid of it. So you have to like improvise. Okay, let's stand on this. There you go. Nothing's impossible. Okay, done. Fun fact, I just lost 20 seconds from failing that jump. Love it. But that's okay. I'm stupidly ahead of estimate. I apologize to everybody. But don't worry, we have a plan. Alright, there it is, 60 stars. I'm just gonna save it here. Oh damn, Rosalina's gonna do something. Do you need to get ready? No. Don't worry, we have a plan. It's a super secret plan. Alright, Beyblade, let it rip. This is us advancing through the tournament ranks. All the way to the finals.
Go, Mario.
Goody. I forgot about that. Alright, so we have like one or two major skips in this stage. One of them is definitely a major skip. The other one is just kind of a thing you can do, I guess. But I'll point it out when I do it. Okay, so we're just going to go along here. Unfortunately, I have to wait for this cycle anyway, because these gravity beams let me climb up the wall. If I fall outside the beam, then I fall back down. Alright, so first skip coming up. If you long jump down left here, then hold down right, and then right, there you go, you can skip that whole section. Mario, you had one job, dude. Okay. And then this is the one I love to die on, so let's do that. Mario, you suck. Anyway, let's try that again. So unfortunately when you die, it puts you back here. So once again, I'm gonna long jump down right, sorry, down left, then hold down right, and then hold right. Oh boy. Wow. Oh boy. What is happening, dude? It's like all my skills just going out the window. Alright, we'll wait for this. There we go. So getting to here is a free checkpoint, so now it doesn't really matter if I die or not. It's also an easy place to farm lives, because it's just star bits galore. I actually don't know how to do this part without taking damage. I usually just damage boost through this. Oh boy. Oh boy, save me. Okay, we're good. And now we get to my favorite part. The part where... I'm just so bad at it. So my main way of dying here is basically getting hit by something and falling in the lava. And then falling in the lava again. So, as long as I don't get hit by something and just choose when to fall in the lava. Uh-oh. I mean, everything's fine, don't worry about it. Uh-oh. I lost control, everybody, I'm sorry. Let's try that again. Okay, so if I have full health, all I do is just damage boost through this part. That's how I get through that one. Because it doesn't matter if I damage boost, right? All I'm gonna do is just... Whoops. All I'm gonna do is get to here and heal, is what I would say if it happened. I don't know what it is about this final part. Like... I'm just wildly inconsistent at it. Thankfully, like I said, you can just farm lives here, so... Okay, there we go. Ow. Oh, that didn't hit me. Okay. But pretty much every time I play this section, the bullet bills are in different places. And that's what makes it so hard for me to actually do. Because like that time, you saw I didn't really have any bullet bills following me. And so it was a piece of cake. Alright, and now we have my favorite Mario pose in the game. Because he's just completely static. He looks so annoyed. I don't know why I find that so funny. It's just like, you know, he's been through so much in the last 3.5 hours, and he's just like, dude, stop it. I like that Bowser's head tracks you as well. That's pretty cool. Bowser's hair is like flopping wildly. All right. So I actually don't like this first phase. Bowser turns into a rock. What? Excuse me? Anyway, Bowser turns into a rock, and like you're supposed to spin his face to break him out of the rock, but the way that just transpired is not how it should have transpired. You know what? I'll take this. This second one is like a mad dash to hit the bulbs. As soon as you do, Bowser just goes absolutely crazy. Oops, wrong one. Got him! We call that a damage boost in the speedrunning industry. Of which I'm definitely a part of with this run. Okay, here we go. Final phase. Alright, Bowser's doing his thing again. There we go. Okay. Why am I not able to hit him? There we go. I think one of the most frustrating things about this is that when you hit him around the planet, he hits all the coins, so then if you take damage later on in the run, there's very little saving. So once again, we go around the planet. And again. And again. Alright. Now time is coming up when I collect the final Grand Star. Unfortunately, it looks like it's going to be a 340-18. Or thereabouts. Maybe not, maybe it's going to be worse. Yeah, it's a bit worse. That's okay. Time. So when I submitted this run, my PB was actually 5 hours, and then I PB'd stupidly again and again over the course of a couple of weeks. And so like at that point the schedule was already out, and I started feeling really bad because obviously having a 340 PB with a 430 estimate is not a good idea. It really messes up the scheduling. Did you miss time? Yeah. But that's okay. I've got on my end that it was a 340.23. Just do 120? I could totally do that. Just give me 12 hours. Man, poor Bowser. Mario is just like, don't worry Peach, I saved you. The galaxy's totally not going to implode. We're good if you want to do the special thing. Okay, well, I think considering how far ahead of schedule we are, I'll definitely pace myself with it. Do you want to go to intermission first or anything like that while I set up, or do you just want me to quickly, like, cut and dry it? Intermission? Alright, cool, cool, cool. Baby Rage.